Hi guys, we're going to talk today about finding area of special quadrilaterals. So some of the special quadrilaterals we're going to talk about are trapezoids, kites, and then to use real-world problems to solve these special quadrilaterals. Okay, so let's do a quick review. What are the area of the figures? Remember, for triangles, we're doing the base times height, divide by 2. And for rectangles, we're just doing base times height. So for the triangle, the base is 10, the height is 12, and we will divide that by 2. Remember, you're looking for that right angle to find your base and height. And that would be the same thing as 120 divided by 2, which is 60. And we're talking about centimeters squared because we're actually counting all those little squares. For the base and height of this rectangle, it would just be 10 times 12, which is 120, and that is also centimeters squared. Don't also forget that these guys are related because you can cut this, and those triangles would show up twice in that rectangle. Trapezoids are a special quadrilateral. So first, what is a quadrilateral? It just has 4 sides. All of these are quadrilaterals. If there is only one pair of parallel sides, we call this guy a trapezoid. So only one pair. So this has no pairs, so it's not a trapezoid. This has 2 pairs, so this is a rectangle or a parallelogram. This is just a parallelogram, excuse me. This would be a square or parallelogram, and this is neither a parallelogram or a trapezoid. It's a figure we'll talk about in a few minutes. How can you find the areas of special quadrilaterals? Well, you can just break them up. What they're suggesting you do here is you cut this up so that you have a triangle, and this looks like a square. But if you find the area of each piece and add them together, you can find the area of the strange piece. So which one of these is a trapezoid? We're just looking for one pair of parallel sides. So that would this guy. We have a little announcement here. Okay. For this trapezoid, they're suggesting we cut it like this. If you cut right here and right here, you have a rectangle that has a base of 5 and the height is 6. Now, why isn't the base 9? Because the whole thing is 9, but the top and the bottom would have to be the same. So that would be 6 times 5, and this guy would be 30. Okay, for the 2 triangles, the height is 6, but if these 2 are the same and there's 5 here, that means there's 4 left. So 2 has to be here and 2 has to be here. I'm going to do base times height, divide by 2. 6 times 2, divide by 2, would be 12 divided by 2, or 6. So I have 30 here. I have 6 here, and this is the same, so 6 there. That would be 30 plus 6, and that will be 42 inches squared. So you can cut up a trapezoid to find the area. On this one, it looks a little bit different. You still have a 10 by 12, so that's 120. The height is 12. The whole thing is 14. So if you take this 10, this much is 10, which means that this B has to be 4. So the base of the triangle is 4. Find the area of the rectangle. We just did this. This is the one we just did. This is 30. This would be 6 times 2 divided by 2, which is 6, and 6. So the total area would be 42 inches squared. Again, that's the one we just did. Finishing this one, we have a 10 by 12, which is 120. This would be a 4 times the height is 12. So that's base times height, divide by 2. 4 times 12 divided by 2, which would be 48 divided by 2, which is 24. And then you can take 120 plus 24, and that gives you 144 centimeters squared, because the triangle is 24 and the rectangle is 120. How about kites? Kites are special quadrilaterals, and what they have are sides that are next to each other are the same length. So basically, the opposite sides are not the same, Like these two are not the same, but the ones right next to each other are. And what you can do is they have a property where if you fold it or cut it in the middle, you would have two triangles that are the exact same. So we can find the area by doing base times height divided by 2 of this guy, base times height divided by 2 of this guy, and adding them together. So for this example, remember you need a right angle here. The whole base is 10 of the triangle when it's on its side. So this is 10. The height, if the whole thing across is 6, that means this piece is 3 and this piece is 3. So this is a 3 and the whole bottom is 10. Base times height, divide by 2. 10 times 3 divided by 2 is 30 divided by 2. This guy is 15 and this guy is 15. 15 plus 15 is 30, and it would be 30 feet squared for that kite by cutting it up and finding the area of the triangles. How about this one? Here's my kite. If we cut it here, the base is 20. How tall would the triangle be if the whole thing is 14? Well, if the whole thing is 14, then the height would have to be half of that, or 7. Now let's find the area. We'll find the area of this, base times height, divide by 2. 20 times 7 divided by 2 is 140 divided by 2. So this guy is 70. The other triangle is also 70 because they are the same, and the total area of the kite is 140 meters squared. Here's a real-world problem. The drawing shows a wall in Matthew's family room. If a quart of paint covers 84 square feet, how many quarts is he going to need to cover the wall? So first, let's find the area. To find the area, we'll cut it right here. It's 9 feet tall and 16 feet wide. You'll take base times height, or 9 times 16, and that gives you 144 feet squared. To find the area of the triangle, the base is 16. What is the height? Well, this much is 9, which means there are 3 more. So I'm going to take 16 times 3, divide by 2. You can type it in your calculator. You get 24. Add them together. 144 plus 24 is 168 square feet. Now that's how much the wall is. The quart covers 84. So if you take 168 divided by 84, you get 2 quarts. So you would need 2 quarts. Now I would be worried and I'd get an extra one just in case, but I'm extra careful that way. Okay, how about this one? Jasmine made 3 kites like the one shown. How much material did she use? So what is the area of one kite? Well, we'll have to cut it right here. We'll find the area of this triangle. The base of the triangle is this length here. That is 18. The height of the triangle, it's 16 all the way across, so half of that is 8. So then you'll take base times height, divide by 2. 18 times 8, divide by 2. That's 72 for this triangle, 72 for this triangle. So the area of one whole kite would be 144. But she's making 3 kites. So I'm going to take 144 times 3, and I'm going to get 432 inches squared. That's it for the lesson today.